Let's get right to work, shall we? Let me make one thing very clear. I am not advocating for ain't shit fathers. I have no respect for such a man. If a man has been given ample opportunity to step up and he declines, or if a man is abusive to you and your kids, he doesn't need to be around. All right. And as a mother, I know you're going to do everything possible to make sure that doesn't happen. But there is no other reason why a man who wants to be in a child's life should be declined that opportunity. What we see in a lot of cases today are men being kept out of their children's lives for things that have nothing to do with the welfare of that child. He don't want to be with you. He's seeing somebody else and you don't like her. Y'all in a child support dispute. Ladies, I know some of you are not used to hearing this, but no means no. If he don't want to be with you, he don't want to be with you. Don't use your child as collateral or a bargaining chip to try and get that man to bend to your will. You can't control who he dates going forward. Don't hit him with that, let me find out you talking to that bitch and you ain't gonna never see your child. That's childish. The way I see it, if he doesn't pay child support, that's even more of a reason for you to want him to be in that child's life. Say, yeah, come pick him up. And while he with you, he need a new pair of shoes because it's basketball season right around the corner. You need a poster board for a science project. And if you could help him out with that, that would be great. He wanted to go see this new movie. I checked with the theaters. They got a showing at 3 o'clock and 5:30. You could choose which one's best for you. Let that man bear that responsibility. If you are not concerned about the child's safety around that man, let that man be in his child's life as much as possible. That's a father. Ask the people you know who grew up with their father how much their father meant to them. I bet you they can recall at least one moment where their father stepping up meant the world to them. Ask the people you know who grew up without their father how much they wish they had that connection. Fathers provide intangibles that are invaluable. Guidance, security. We instill principles, discipline, confidence. We provide a presence that goes everywhere with that child because the lessons we've taught them are always in the back of their minds. Before they make an important decision, they recall a lesson. Before they do something stupid, they recall a lesson. There are grown-ass men my age and older, who still fear their fathers. Not just their physical presence, but their judgment. Regardless of the tangible things that he can or can't provide, he is still essential to that child's growth, their structuring, their emotional and mental welfare. That man is a necessity in that child's life. A lot of mothers look at him as just money, and you gotta understand he is so much more than that. Let me tell you about my dog, Chuck 3, rest his soul. For as long as I've known 3, he has never been in a situation that you could even call financially stable. Talking about from the time I was running with him, hitting licks at 16, to almost 2 years ago when he passed away. I will never forget driving him home. And he told me to pull up at 7-Eleven because his EBT card had just got reloaded. So I pulled up to the 7-Eleven right around his house. Bro went into 7-Eleven and came out with 3 Slurpees. Had 3 Slurpees for his kids. He told me, and I'm going to say it in his voice, I might not be able to do this every day, dog. But today I'm the best dad in this world. And if you know 3, man, you know that's exactly how he sounded saying that, man. Rest his soul. He was great with his kids. He was great with mine. I mean, as soon as he would walk in my door, Quincy would rush him. Now Quincy over there getting roughed up for the next 20 minutes. Those are memories I'm going to cherish forever. Just priceless, bruh. That was a father. Tell y'all a story of my own. From the beginning of 2018 to the middle of 2019, we lived in Riverside, California. Had a nice little place off of the 91 in Madison, right? Right across from the little Hawaiian spot. We used to make so many trips to California to do things with the kids that it just made sense to move out there. Well, I figured because the cost of living was higher, that the tour bus industry in California paid just as well as it did in Vegas. Well, I was wrong. So after 2 months, I had to come on back. Got me a little 1-bedroom, went right back to work at the company I left. It's crazy because I could not afford to live in California with the California wages, but I could afford places in California and Vegas based off of what I made in Vegas. I would drive Grand Canyon tours Monday through Friday, then I would get off Friday evening and push that 15 right to Cali. Well, in the beginning of 2019, I began to invest my money into another business, and that left me tight financially. So now instead of coming home on the weekends, now I'm picking up assignments, driving groups out to California on the weekends. So I would drive a group, drop them off at Disney, at Knott's, at, Universal Studios. Then I would drive the bus home and spend time with my family. Well, my daughter decided she was going to run track for her middle school. And on this particular Saturday, she had her first meet, which is her first time competing in a sport. Now, it was already established that I wasn't going to be able to make it there. I think I had to drop a group off at Universal. And as far as Cali theme parks go, it's only one other park that's further than that from Riverside, and that's Six Flags. So you know how track meets, they start at one time in the morning and they go all day, and you just never know what time your child's event is going to happen. But like I said, it was already established that I wasn't going to be able to be there on time. So it was never in her mind to expect me to be there. Man, I was whipping the hell out of that Van Hool. Got the group there early, then finessed the HOV lane on that 60, and I would have been able to make it there on time if I didn't have to spin the block a few times to find a place to park. Well, according to my wife, I had just missed her, and she got smoked in that race. I'm talking about way behind everyone else. So when I walked in, she was sitting on a bench, and as soon as she saw me, she started bawling. I went and sat down right next to my baby, put my arms around her, pulled her close, and got to telling her all that daddy shit. It's okay. You'll get them next time. It was just your first time. Now you know how much work you have to put in. And me being me, I joke about everything. So I'm looking at this t-shirt she got on and I said, is that your uniform? They got y'all running in a t-shirt? She said, yeah. Then I looked down at her shoes. She had on some Huaraches. I said, and you ran in those? She said, yeah, that's the only running shoes I have. I said, well, that's the problem. You don't look fast. In order to be fast, you got to look fast. So now she's crying and laughing at the same time. I said, come on, let's go home, get something to eat. Figure out how we going to make you look fast. That was 2 of my best minutes of work as a father. I can't even identify what happened. Like how I came up with the right things to say. It just came out my mouth. That's just what a father brings. You know, I've taken my kids to so many places, taken them on so many trips. If I had to recall them all, this video would never get done because I would just go down memory lane and stay there. But with all the flights, the road trips, the cruise ship, all the cities, the theme parks, the restaurants, the museums, the shopping, etc. Y'all want to know the experience they remember the most? Sitting on the hood of the truck, watching planes land, eating their 7-Eleven hot dog meals. That's the type of memory every father could provide if they're allowed. He is not going to be shit if you don't give him a chance to be shit. Then you don't have to even say it. They'll say it for you. But that's a fail. A father having a healthy relationship with their child should be what the mother strives for, what the father strives for, and what the child strives for. And I know this is not everyone's case, so if it's not yours, this is not meant for you. But I really dislike seeing people reach adulthood feeling some type of way about their fathers, because that means they were failed at some point. And as Julie Woods commented in the last video, and I'm paraphrasing, it may affect them today, but it's going to come back to haunt you once that child grows up and they come to understand why their father was gone so much. Y'all have a good night.